Hi guys, hope you're all doing well this week and welcome back to Mark's Stock Review. Today's video is going to be on NIO. We're going to talk about the Navigate on Pilot, try to make sense of the wide discrepancies in the price targets. We'll talk about the share price drivers, some words of caution, and a summary. And I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification and the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. That said, let's get right into it. NIO's Navigate on Pilot, or simply NOP, is their semi-autonomous technology for highway drivers in China. It ties together onboarding, navigation, HD maps, and the NIO Pilot for prearranged routes on most highways and urban expressways. Some of their capabilities include merging on and off highways, overtaking vehicles, providing real-time info on vehicle status and roadway conditions, and lastly, adapting to driver habits. So the big question is, will the NOP help NIO give the edge over Tesla in China? As one of their main purposes to initiate the NOP to begin with was to compete with Tesla's driver assist system. So now NIO has the first assisted driving function using HD maps on mass-produced vehicles, but will it be more effective than Tesla's Navigate on Pilot functionality, which uses cameras and AI as a vision-based system? Time will tell. Per NIO's CEO, the NOP is more effective than Tesla's technology, but then if you ask Elon Musk, he says his technology is easier to scale, so we will have to see. And in the meantime, a strong backing from the Chinese government will serve as a tailwind. So now let's talk about what to make of this $40 price target set by JP Morgan and this $269 price target. I'm going to provide my personal takeaway and then give a few justifications for the higher price targets. The simple takeaway is that the professional analysts in aggregate are clearly bullish, but I don't take their price targets seriously at all, and this is a great example of why. As some of you may remember, in the fall of 2018, when cannabis was about to become legal in Canada, it became clear that the savvy retail investors had been in early and the professionals had missed the boat. And in my opinion, professional analysts started pumping the pot stocks and making outrageous price targets after they initiated positions. And as you can see here, an analyst came on CNBC and predicted a price target of, get this, $172 for Tilray. Take a look at Tilray's price target now. And so looking back, did that analyst have any accountability? My guess is probably not. And to be clear, I am not comparing NIO to Tilray or to the cannabis sector, simply providing an example of how, when professional analysts miss the boat, sometimes their actions can be misleading at the very least. Also, to be clear, I'm not saying these price targets won't come true because I'm going to give a few reasons why they may. Only something to keep in mind. I'd also love to hear your personal price targets for NIO, so why don't you put them in the comment section below? That way we can get a consensus going. Okay, so here's a list of the reasons to justify higher price targets for NIO. 1, a potential expansion of gross profit margin by 12%. They also expect NIO to capture 7% market share in passenger EVs and 30% in premium EVs by 2025. They also believe that the addressable market is expanding in China with more customers living outside the city, as well as a pent-up demand from the lockdowns. Furthermore, funding access from the Chinese government will continue, as well as their subsidy programs. And lastly, and certainly not least, analysts believe that their addressable market will quadruple by 2025. Now let's continue the bullish case for NIO and talk about some additional catalysts that could send the share price even higher than it is now. The first being better than expected Q3 results coming mid-November. Be mindful that JP Morgan is projecting GPM to improve to 12% versus an 8% in Q2. And next, any updates on the backlog and orders for the new EC6 crossover model could send the share price much, much higher. And lastly, a successful introduction to the rumored high-performance premium all-electric sedan, the ET7 on NIO Day, should get investors excited enough to send the share price higher. And to be fair, I want to mention just a few precautions for investors to be aware of including disappointing sales, bigger investors selling the news, price wars, especially with Tesla, and political uncertainty. In summary, there's so many reasons to invest in NIO, including huge government support, a very massive addressable market, their technology is promising, and they have new exciting vehicles coming to market. But from my point of view, the so-called professional analyst giving out price targets, that's not one of the reasons to buy. And it would be really great if you could all put your personal price targets in the comment section so we could get a consensus going. And that does it for this video on NIO, a very exciting company. Hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing. That said, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.